Single Malt Whiskey Club here, and this month a whiskey I'm betting you've not tried yet, possibly not even heard of yet, and really that's what we're all about, aren't we? This is a relatively new brand from Scotland, Nc'Nean, and this is their flagship and multiple gold medal winning organic single malt Scotch whiskey. Our members extra for April is the Amber Lane Silk Lane, another medal winning whiskey. This one from our mate Rod and the crew at Amber Lane, an exclusive Single Malt Whiskey Club bottling of their Silk Lane expression. Now, the Nc'Nean distillery is relatively young in Scottish terms, especially being founded in 2017. What's really interesting about this distillery, though, is that it was designed from the very start to not only produce medal-winning whiskey, but to produce that whiskey in the most earth-friendly and sustainable way possible. And frankly, they've already achieved both. So a few headline achievements about the distillery itself to illustrate the depth of their commitment. It was the first UK distillery to achieve verified net zero carbon emissions target, achieved in 2021, which is 20 years ahead of the Scotch Whisky Association's industry-wide target. They use 100% renewable energy, powering the whole distillery, including the boiler. 100% organic Scottish barley, grown without synthetic fertilisers or pesticides. 100% recycled glass bottles, the first in the UK spirits industry to adopt wild glass as a standard. 99.97% of their waste is recycled, with the draff, which is the spent grain remains from the mash, being fed to local cattle, and the pot ale, which is what's left in the wash still after the initial distillation, being used as fertiliser. But all that means nothing unless the whiskey is good, and let me tell you, it is. The Nc'Nean Organic Single Malt Scotch Whisky starts as a slow fermentation of 65 to 120 hours. And this longer than normal ferment encourages the formation of esters and more complexity in the wash, giving more character to the spirit in the end. Bespoke lantern-shaped stills with constricted necks, encouraging reflux, produce a light, elegant spirit. The final step in the process is the maturation. In this case, a majority ex-bourbon plus STR, which is shaved, toasted and re-charred red wine casks, plus a small number of ex-sherry casks. Bottled at 46% in, as I said, 100% recycled glass, but of course. And look, the bottle itself is worth a quick mention. It's absolutely beautiful. The final product ticks a lot of boxes. It's organic certified, it's non-chill filtered, it's non-coloured, it's 100% sustainably produced, it's vegan friendly, it's even gluten free. But more importantly, how does it taste? On the nose. Well, those wildflowers on the bottle give a pretty good visual indication of the nose. Light, meadowy floral notes, herbaceous grassy wafts. There's also a light drizzle of honey there with a sprinkle of candied peel going on as well. On the palate, yum. It's a lot more viscous than that light nose suggests. Burst of pepper straight up. There's those sherry casks. But a luscious, salty fruitiness bursts through that frankly captivates me. It's a bit salty plum. It's a bit jammy. It's a bit lemon drizzly. And it's a bit salted lemon, like that Moroccan condiment whose name escapes me at the moment. It's intriguing. There's honey. There's vanilla, malt biscuits in the mix as well. The finish is a medium length. Sweet, fruity finish with an underlying warm vanilla creaminess. Very satisfying to chew on. It's a delightfully Moorish whiskey for those who like it fruity and floral. It's citrusy lift, soft sweetness, gentle spice. They don't shout for attention. They all sort of unfold with an easy elegance that rewards a slow sip and a moment's pause. Look, it's an easy introduction to our passion for a newbie, but there's well enough complexity there to wax lyrical with a fellow whiskey geek for at least half a bottle. This is the first Nc'Nean whiskey I've tasted personally, and let me tell you, I sincerely look forward to tasting more of their range. Now, our members extra for April is a Single Malt Whisky Club exclusive bottling of the Amber Lane Silk Lane. Now, the Silk Lane is talked about as Silk Road's little brother, and Silk Road was an Amber Lane whiskey that caused fuss all around the world a couple of years ago. And the Silk Lane takes its production methodology from the Silk Road. Matured for over 5 years in 3 stages. Initially virgin American oak casks for about 12 months, prior moving to 2 different ex-bourbon casks from Heaven Hill for the next 4 and a bit years, for a total of 5 years and 2 months in the wood. This single cask release and subsequent Silk Lane releases has then been brought down to a very healthy 48% ABV for bottling to soften the dram, slowly lowering its ABV to draw gentler characteristics for a creamy finish. The end result is a whiskey that is sugar and spice and all things nice. Expect notes of cinnamon, juicy oak, honey and vanilla, followed by spices, red frogs and citrus. Here's what some young hairsuit fellow thought back in 2025 when we featured it as our malt of the month. On the nose, masses, and I mean masses, of American oak goodness here. Citrus peel, vanilla, floral notes by the bouquet, some almondine. There's a rich oakiness underlying it all, and it's all wrapped in a creamy, almost banana custardy sort of cloak. Yum, let it sit in the glass for a few minutes and a lovely earthy umami sort of comes through as well. Palate. Yum, deliciously creamy mouthfeel with just a little wave of pepper, which precedes a huge tsunami of apricots, honey, biscuit spices. There's a real Arnott's malto milk bicky vibe in there. And a citrus peel piquantness that really sees in the finish. The finish is delicious and nutty. Oh, it's so good. The finish is delicious and nutty. That almondine from the nose really comes back with a honey drizzle that sweetens it right back up again. Just as some salted toffee emerges to sort of see it out. Wow, this whiskey is a ride. So many facets that jump out, creep in, skulk away, and then re-emerge. And what a roller coaster of flavours. Sweet, salty, umami, spicy, all well represented and all playing nicely with each other. If only our kids could take this example, eh? Those who've tasted the multi-award-winning Silk Road know what to expect. This is basically that whiskey with a dash of water added. This is truly silk by name and by nature. So that's it for April. Something relatively new that you may not have heard of or tried, and definitely worth a pun on, the Nc'Nean Organic Single Malt Scotch Whisky. 100% good for the planet and 100% good for dramming as well. And backing that up, our members extra, the Amber Lane Silk Lane Single Malt Whisky Club bottling. 2 medal-winning whiskies, 1 young brand from the Scottish Highlands, and 1 legendary Aussie distillery. 1 awesome single malt whisky club. I'm Brad Wright. Until next month, slange your bar.